Hey, this is Rick Kasalj, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, I wanted to go through essential 4 knee pain relief exercises. Now these are kind of targeted more to the beginner, lower level individual, and we'll end up going through those 4 exercises. So the first one, what you need is a chair. Now, we didn't have a chair here, so we're gonna use the stability ball. So the stability ball isn't ideal to use. We're just gonna do this for demonstration purposes. Ideally is like a stable, secure chair. So the first exercise ends up being knees to chest. Good. So Andrea's got her hand on the wall for support, and then she's working on bringing the knee up as high as she can, holding for a second or two, and then bringing it back down. So with this one, what we're working on is working on that range of motion. So the knee joint is unloaded, you're not standing on it, and you're working on the range of motion. So with knee pain, if we can get that range of motion back in the knee, get that knee moving smoothly, that ends up helping when it comes to knee recovery and decreasing and eliminating knee pain. When it comes to sets, reps, and time for this exercise, I'm just going to do 1 set. I would end up starting off with 2 to 3 repetitions per leg. And when you're coming to a hold, when it comes to the time, you're coming to a hold. So 1 to 2 second hold at the top position. So that ends up being the first exercise. Now the second one ends up being rolling out the quads. So Andrea's going to use some sort of ball. So this is like a soft medicine ball. She's sitting, and then she's going to roll out the ball over the quadriceps. So with the first exercise, we worked on range of motion, focusing on the movement. Now what we're doing is decreasing the muscular tension that's happening in the quads. So a lot of times with knee pain, things tighten up around the knee, especially in the quads. So we want to do some self-massage in order to loosen up the quads so there's less strain on the knee, so that the knee can recover, and there ends up being a decrease of knee pain. Now when it comes to sets, reps, and time, 1 set, I would end up going once again like 3 repetitions, 3 rolls, and a roll is down and up throughout that quad, throughout the quad muscle, and it just ends up being a smooth, controlled movement. You're not stopping in any position, but trying to work throughout the whole quad. So that ends up being the second exercise. Now the third one ends up being a hip flexor stretch, but what I find with people with knee pain is oftentimes this ends up targeting the knee. So what Andrea is doing is she's sitting on the ball, so she ends up having like one cheek on the ball. She's getting into that 90-90 position. She has the hand on the wall in order to stabilize herself. And what she's looking at is getting a stretch in the quad, and she might end up feeling it in the hip. We don't have the knee resting on the ground because a lot of times people with knee pain, that bothers them. They can't handle the knee on the ground. So she's 90 in the front leg, got one cheek on the ball or the chair, other legs behind. With knee pain, a lot of times you'll feel it in the quadricep the most. And ideally, if you can get this knee in behind the hip, you'll end up getting a stronger stretch in that hip flexor. So if we can work on the quads and the hip flexor, that ends up being best. But if all you feel is a really strong stretch in the quads, then you can bring it up a little bit. There we go. So you can see the knee is just in line with the hip as opposed to how it was before. So when it comes to sets, reps, and time, 1 set, 2 repetitions, so 1 on each side, like alternating back and forth on each side is what I would end up recommending. You're looking for when it comes to the hold, you're holding for a good 20 seconds, looking for a light stretch. Now, the fourth one, what we're gonna end up doing is a single leg standing. So this one, so Andrea's gonna, stand on one leg, and then what she's working on is nice even weight on the foot, the knees soft so it's not locked out, and then she wants to be square in the pelvis so she's not dropping the hip. Now with this one, this is more of a recovery exercise because when it comes to knee pain, a lot of times it ends up being, the cause ends up being in the hip. Poor stability in the hip, poor strength in the hip. So with this one, we're kind of starting off working on improving the strength, endurance, and activation of the muscles in the hip. When it comes to sets, reps, and time, we're looking at doing 1 set, repetitions, Once again, 2 to 3 on each side, alternating back and forth, and you're going to hold or stay in that standing position for 5 to 10 seconds. So there you go. Give those 4 exercises a go to help you when it comes to knee pain relief. Now, if you're looking for some of my other best tips and tricks when it relates to knee pain, what I recommend for you to do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tricks to Fight Knee Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send that brand new free report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, smartphone, head down below into the description and click the first link, which will end up being exercisesforinjuries.com/knees. Let me know where to send that free report, and I'll send you that free report right away. Now, if you have any questions for me, leave them down below in the description area. If you got benefit from this video, make sure you like it. And lastly, before you go, hit subscribe so you'll end up getting future pain relieving videos.